Let's talk about that invisible debt, that invisible stress. It kind of weighs on you. Can't let you sleep at night. It's like a cycle of debt. You can't, it's like being on a hamster wheel. You're trying to figure out how to make payments, how to keep up with your mortgage, your credit cards, all your tuition for your kids, college, all the things that keep us up at night, every night, night after night. And you're wondering, how do you get ahead? You make your payments, but it seems like the balance never moves and you're just paying interest and you never get from under the debt. It's almost like you begin to drown. There is a new system that you can do. Well, it's not very new. It's been around for ages, but it's been a well-kept secret. And it's called the infinite banking, basically IBC. So what is infinite banking? We hear it all over the internet. You're going to hear it tonight as well. I'm going to talk about it, but you hear it all on TikTok. You've heard it on IG. I'm sure YouTube people have talked about it, and certain financial people have probably talked about it as well. And so what is it? Is it an investment? Not so much an investment, but it is a financial strategy. It's a financial strategy for you, and it's a financial strategy for your family. Now, what does that mean? That means that you can actually become your own private bank. I know you've heard it, but I'm going to explain how you can do it. You can become your own private bank. You can borrow from yourself. You can capture the interest, and you can pay yourself back without getting the banks involved. No loans to fill out. You do withdraw a loan from your whole life insurance policy, but we'll get into that as we go along. But there's no credit application. You don't have to qualify with the credit application. The banks don't control it. The banks don't set the interest. You're in total control. And that's what the infinite banking concept is. It is a financial strategy that helps you leverage investments that you already have or fund new investments. But it's not so much an investment like something you invest like in the stock market or something like that. It's more, it's more of a strategy that you can use to become your own bank, take control of your finances. I like to say that I'm helping people take the money out of the bank's hands and putting it back into the hands of the people. And that's what I've been doing. I've already helped many families get control of their finances. I've been able to help personal friends of mine, new clients that have reached out based on some of the videos and educational information that I put out. And it is a real thing that can help you. And it's powerful. And I'm excited about it. It's an amazing product. So it can be, and now who is it for? So who is infinite banking for? Infinite banking is for any family. And it can start, you don't have to be rich. That's one of the myths. Oh, I need to be rich to set up my own private bank. And you don't need to be rich. It works with any normal budget. Okay. And you can scale higher as your income increases. It's really based on discipline. You have to be disciplined, and you need a professional advisor to help you set it up and design it. But it is for everybody. Anybody who has more than one piece of debt. When I say piece of debt, I mean a mortgage, a car loan, credit card debt, maybe school loans, second on their house, HELOCs, whatever. Any kind of debt that has been overwhelming you and keeping you up at night, that is what it's for. And it is a wonderful strategy. We're going to get into it here in a bit. So some of the common questions are, how does it work? So basically what you do is you fund a participating whole life insurance policy. Okay. It's tailored and designed by myself or someone from my team. We'll do a consultation with you, and we will set you up based on your overpayments. Most people overpay on their credit cards and their bills, so they can catch them up. Because if you just pay a minimum $30 or $40, $120, whatever your minimum payment is, you're going to pay on that credit card for probably 15 years or more. So it's based on the overpayment. that people make on their bills. Like if you ever send overpayments, even if it's when you get your income tax money back, or work some overtime, and you put, instead of paying 120 on your credit card, you might give them $240, and then instead of paying the $600 on your car note, you might give them $800. That's the basis on how this works. And that's why we say you're not really spending any more money out of your pocket than you already are monthly. There is a bit of commitment to be consistent. It takes consistency and commitment to be able to utilize this program, but you can get your bills and all your debt wiped off within, most people are doing it under 10 years, 9 years, or sometimes less based on your individual commitment. Excuse me. So that's the infinite banking in a nutshell. So can you can your kids do it? Can your wife do it? Can you have multiple policies? What can you do? So your children, they would have to be of age 18 to be able to do it. So this is not a program for children and kids under the age of 18. There are programs for kids that are under the age of 18, like whole life policies. They can even get IULs. I've helped some friends of mine with their kids as young as age 11 get some IULs, and it's going to, they're going to have income after age 65 it's fully paid. They don't have to pay into it anymore, and they'll have income for life after age 65. So when can you access the money? You can access your money that you fund your whole life policy within like 5 days. The funds that you initially put in, it has to clear the bank like any other payment. It's drafted out of your bank monthly. There's no checks to write. There's no, it's no guessing. Once you meet with myself or someone from my team and we customize a budget and plan for you, it's a monthly withdrawal. Now you can lapse and make minimum payments. I wouldn't suggest you do it every month because you lose on the compounding side of your interest. So whatever, that's why I say you have to meet with a specialist, and we'll help you design what is affordable for you. So that's the key in this program. It has to be sustainable by your budget. So if you can commit to, if you're making overpayments and you find out that, hey, I'm wasting money on these subscriptions that I never use, and you cancel a few things, and you say, hey, I can actually pay $400 a month into my own banking financial institution for myself and my family, then you have to commit to that and be consistent for this to work the way it's designed to work. Now, usually it works two different ways is the way it works. We have the snowball effect, and then we have the avalanche effect. So the snowball effect is simple. We attack the smallest debt, we get that knocked out, and then we go from the smallest debt to the next, smallest debt, all the way to the largest debt until you're done. That's the snowball effect. And then the avalanche effect is we attack the highest interest first. So we take the highest interest, credit cards, debt, and we attack those first, and then we take, the next highest like that down the ladder until it's all paid off. So now, is this just for rich people, or can everybody do it? This works on normal budgets. Any budget that we set, it can work for normal budgets. Of course, if someone has more money, they can get their bills paid off in less time. That's just common sense, right? But it does work with normal budgets, and it can be scaled higher as income increases and the financial situation changes. It can be increased. So this is a great program. I'm excited about it. I helped a personal friend of mine. He's in his 60s. He had 28 years left of debt when you count his mortgage, when you count his credit cards, when you count his any other debt. He had about 28 years worth of debt. We were able to meet with him, give him a consultation, and run the numbers. And guess what? He is now going to be out of debt in 12 years. And he has committed to, he's going to make some overpayments, as things come in, excuse me, as more money is made. And he'll be able to, his target is he wants to do under 10 years, like around 8 years. And it's possible with some discipline and with a proper team to help you. Now, it's not a set it and forget it thing. It's not a one size fits all program. You do have to qualify medically because there is a death benefit and it is tied to whole life insurance. There's not a lot of financial qualification except sticking to your payment and making sure that you pick a payment that you can sustain and that's reasonable and that's that makes sense for you and your family. Now, can you have multiple policies? Absolutely. You can do it for yourself. If your wife, I helped a couple where the husband and the wife, they did a lot of real estate and the wife had some properties in her name. He had properties in his name, the one they lived in and the one that they used while on vacation. So they wanted to do separate policies. So now they each have a participating whole life policy. And we were able to run the numbers and they had about 30 years worth of debt left. I want to say 29 years worth of debt left. And based on his budget and the overpayment that he had been making on a lot of his bills and credit cards and car notes and things like that, we were able to get him down to just over 9 years, about nine years and some change. He's going to be out of debt. And he's a young person too. He's only 38. So imagine before age 50, being able to retire and be debt free. What would that do to you? Like, how would that help you and your family if you were able to right now, especially all the young people who are out here in their 30s, how would that help you to be able, by the time you're in your late 40s or even mid 40s, early 40s, be able to retire and be able to retire with some supplemental income and with no bills, no debt? How would that help you? I know that's huge. And I stress this for people. It's for all ages. Like I said, I helped a guy in his 60s. So it's for all ages, but it's so much easier. It's so much more affordable when you begin your journey when you're younger. A lot of people think that this program is for people that are older. It's not, because it's got life insurance tied to it. And it's not. I hear it all the time. Or I hear, well, why don't I just take a HELOC out against my property that I already have? Well, because for one thing, that's bank control. That's another 15, 20, 30 years worth of debt that you're going to be paying back. And you have to qualify for it with your credit. The bank's going to set the terms, and it's different. It's not the same. When you're your own private bank, and it's a real thing, you can become your own private bank and you set the terms. You pay yourself back. You capture the interest. I forgot to mention that the couple that I helped, the real estate couple that I helped, they're going to save over $200,000 in interest payments alone on their properties. Over $200,000 in interest payments alone. That goes back into their pocket. That's what I mean when I say we take the money out of the hands of the bank and giving it back to the people. It's a win-win for everyone. And do you guys want to know who some of the major corporate people who use this? First of all, banks do it. Banks do it all the time. Banks have bank-owned life insurance. They use these strategies. Warren Buffett, Walt Disney, these are all people that have used this. It's been a well-kept secret from mainstream for a long time. But now that we have social media, internet, we can sit on here. A guy like me can come on here and talk about it with you. And the funny thing is, I mentioned this yesterday. I've been talking about this all week in my live. We might even talk about it again tomorrow. That's how powerful it is, and that's how excited I am about it. I need to help as many people. And my slogan is, I'm helping families one by one till the whole job is done. I got to help as many people as I can. This is for the people, and it's for those who understand. And it's not to chase people, it's not to press people, but it's for those who understand, for those who see the value in eliminating debt, taking control of their finances, of their life, and being in charge of their financial future for their family and their generations. That's who it's for. It's not for someone who doesn't understand. And it's not for some of the gurus online who, they talk about insurance. Oh, you should only get term insurance, and, put your investments in this, blah, blah, blah. I'm not knocking investments. I have investments of my own. I have different investment accounts. I have several insurance policies, but a lot of times you hear negative information regarding whole life policies and IULs because they can't manage your assets, right? If your money is sitting in a policy and you're controlling it, you're getting the interest, you're getting all the perks that they would get from managing your money, of course they're going to come online and say, oh, you shouldn't do that, and tell those insurance agents to run them out of the house with a stick. They're going to say that because you're taking money out of their pocket, putting it back in yours. And that's the whole key to this program. So basically, again, infinite banking concept. You and your family become your own private bank. You fund all your new opportunities, business, investments, college tuitions, everything. You get control. You take control. That's how Walt Disney funded the whole Disneyland extravaganza, however you want to say it. That's the word that pops into my head. That's how he did it. Warren Buffett used the same concept, but it was held from mainstream because the banks don't want you to know about this, because then you take the power away and you gain the power for your family. So how soon can you take a loan? Well, depending on your policy, sometimes it could be up to a year. It depends on what you're taking the loan for. Generally, the funds are available within 5 days, but you can withdraw as a loan. But it depends on the policy and how it's set up. It can take up to a year, but generally within 5 days, you have access to your money. Okay. So do you need a lot of money to get started? No, absolutely not. All you need is your first premium. Whatever budget, when you sit down and talk with me or someone from my team. And by the way, if you would like to schedule a consultation, the link is in the bottom of the screen. Talk to Chris and I'll consult with you. Sorry, it just popped into my head. I didn't mean to shift on you guys. But if you want to get started, it doesn't take a lot of money. All it takes is the first premium that you agree to. That's it. They're going to draft it out your account, and that's it. The first premium, and then every month they're going to take that same premium out of your account. Excuse me. And that's how they're going to fund your policy. Okay. It's a whole life, participating whole life policy with paid up additions. And it's basically like having your own bank account on steroids. And that's what you get when you get started. So it just takes the first payment to get started. Okay. Depending on how it's designed, there are some minimum payments that you can make to keep things going, because it's tied to your life insurance. So, there are some minimum payments that you will have to keep to get things going. But I wouldn't recommend you always make a minimum payment, because when you do that, you're losing interest, you're losing the compounding. That is the beauty of this policy. Now, do you need a huge, massive death benefit that's going to cost too much? No, you don't. This is actually geared for you to have a lower death benefit and maximize on the cash value that you're so you can accumulate cash value, get the growth. That's what it's about. So you don't need a massive death benefit. Okay. Now, What if something happens to me and I'm not here anymore and I'm not finished with this debt-free journey and I haven't finished paying off all my bills? Well, there is a death benefit that you can add to your death benefit. A friend of mine, we helped him with it, and he added a rider for just some term coverage included with this policy with his infinite banking plan, and he gets that term payout in case something happens to him. His wife gets it, and she can still pay the house off, and keep things going. So you can it's flexible. It's however you want to set it up. You can add term insurance to it with a rider. You set your own budget and you get in control and you start your journey. And you just have to be consistent and you just got to start. You got to start somewhere. Like you start where you're at. You don't start where I'm at. Don't start where your neighbor's at. Don't look at social media and think, you might hear somebody talking about their story. Your story is your story. Your budget is your budget. You just have to start. You have to start, be consistent, and just do it. Start where you're at. Whatever you can afford toward your journey, and you can scale it, increase it as you go. And that's pretty much it. Does anybody have any questions they want to ask? They can just drop them in the chat, and I'll answer any questions that are in the chat if they're there. So are policy loans taxable? That's one of the questions that's in the chat. That's a very good question. They're generally not taxable because loans aren't income. So you're pulling a loan against the whole life policy, so it's tax advantaged. Okay, so the loans that you pull are not taxable. They are tax advantaged because, like I just said, loans are not considered income. Okay, loans are loans, so you have to pay a loan back. So that's not like you went to work and you made $10,000 for the month. So they're going to tax that. They're going to tax your paycheck, but they won't tax a loan. Any loan that you get, even, for your house, whatever, that's not taxable because that's not income. That's something that you have to pay back. Okay. So, like I said, this is a great financial strategy. It's not an investment, it's a strategy. And it's a strategy that has been used by many wealthy people through the course of time. And it's going to help you get control. I'm very excited. I've been helping so many families, and I'm going to put a bunch of videos and testimonials on my website for all the happy clients that are happy about this. So do you need to have your credit checked to pull a loan from your whole life policy, your infinite banking? Absolutely not. It's your bank. You don't need a credit check. You just have to have the funds available, and you can pull them. You can pull the funds, and usually they will deposit into your account within 3 to 5 days. Normally it's like 5 days, but sometimes before. But 3 to 5 days, business days, they will be liquid available in your account. Okay. And again, that's non-taxable, and it's ready to use. You use it to pay off debt. You use it to start investments, whatever you want to use it for. I mean, there's no set ticket on what you use it for. It's up to you. Do you have to repay on a schedule? There's not a set schedule. I mean, there's not like, oh, you have to pay it back on every 10 days, every 30 days, but you do want to make timely payments to so that you can keep the tax advantage and keep your money compounding. Another good point is that your money continues to compound when you pull a loan at the rate you're already at. Like it doesn't, like if you have a 401k and you go take, let me take 20,000 out. I need whatever. My son needs to go to college. My daughter's getting married. I need to pull some of my money. Whatever the reason is, your money is not going to keep compounding at the balance that you had when you withdraw that money. It's going to compound back whatever deficit it is when you withdraw the money. So that's one of the differences between like 401k and having the IBC financial strategy. All right, so because it helps you to have control. It puts you in control. There's not a whole lot more to say about it beside that it is a perfect financial strategy to, well, I would say perfect, but it is a financial strategy with proper design and with proper maintenance and with proper consistency. That's the big word, consistency. You will be able to gain control of your finances 100% with the proper consistency, with the proper design, and you have to maintain it. You can't set it and forget it and just not think about it. You will have to work with your advisor, and we help you every step of the way. Like when it comes to paying your bills and repaying the loans back, you do whatever amount you can commit to. You do continue to make your minimum credit card payment, because the payment that you're making every month is going to your whole life policy. So you do need to continue to make just your minimum payments. But once that money compounds and you have enough to pay off the first loan, we assist you and help you get that done. Okay. And then you start to repay yourself. You just keep paying yourself by paying your monthly payment. And that money it compounds and goes back in. So there's not like a loan payment schedule. You just keep making and it's an easy setup process. All you need to do is you jump on the link that you see in the screen here, and you have the first consultation is really quick, about 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. And I gather some information. I tell you what you need. We gather up all your debt and what all your monthly payments are. And then the second meeting, it takes 2 meetings to get this done, set up properly. The second meeting, what we do is we'll go through all your payments. We'll run your numbers into our system. There's a special software that we use for this, and we'll run all your information in the system, and we'll come up with the proper budget. We even help you with your finances. That's why I said the first meeting, I just tell you what all to gather all your bills, and we help you find that lazy money that's laying around being wasted. Like some people, I even had lazy money that I wasn't using. So like for subscriptions, cable streaming things that you don't use. I had an AT&T streaming service that was over $250 a month, and I never used it. It was just a box sitting in like a little small box sitting on the shelf by the TV, and I wasn't using it. So I canceled it, and that helps go toward, my financial future. It doesn't take a lot. It just takes consistency. So basically the process is simple. You consult with your advisor, which in this case would be me or someone from my team. It'll be me with someone from my team. And we'll gather all your information, kind of tell you what we do and how we help you, explain it to you. And then we set you up with your second consultation, which takes about 30 minutes. And we'll run all the numbers, run it through the software, come up with a plan, an amount for you. We'll show you where the leaks are and and help you, dedicate that money toward your financial future. And on top of that, it's a win-win because there's a death benefit tied to it as well. There's a death benefit tied to it. So if something happens while you're on your journey, God forbid, then guess what? There's a death benefit that'll pay out. It'll pay out, and it will pay out whoever your beneficiary is, your spouse, your children, your whoever you designate the payout to go to. So it's a real easy setup. It's not complicated, and we help you. It's free as well. That's the key word that I need to say. The consultations are free, even if you decide, I can't afford it, or you don't see the value in it. I mean, some people don't. If you don't see the value in it for your family, then there's no obligation. There's no harm, no foul, no love lost. It's okay, call us when you're ready, basically, type of thing. So it's free to do the consultation with us. It's not going to cost you any money, and It's a wonderful program. I'm super excited about it. I'm super excited about it. So those are just some of the things, that this program does. And like I said, it is a financial strategy. It is not an investment, but it can be used to fund investments. It can be used for opportunities that come up in your life. It can be used for your retirement, income for your retirement. And we help you of all ages. There is a minimum age. You have to be at least 18, but there's no age like, oh, I'm in my 60s. It don't make sense to do this now. No, we can still help you. I believe up to age 89, we can help you. And you can use this program. You can use your infinite bank, your private bank. Guess what? You can use it to buy properties. You can use it to start new businesses. There's so many things you can do with it. I mean, it's your money, it's your bank. There's nothing to qualify for financially beside being consistent and making your payment. You do have to qualify medically, and we have workarounds for you if you're in really bad health. We can help you get qualified. But you do have to qualify medically, and there is a paramed exam, for this policy, for this type of policy. But there's no financial qualification. Like if you went to take a second on your home, you're gonna have to qualify. They're gonna run your credit. They're gonna see how much income you have. They're gonna set the interest rate based on your credit, and your payment is gonna depend on what the bank lays out for you, and they're gonna make the most money, and that's just gonna add more debt to your plate. Is what that does. But with the infinite banking, you are in charge. You take the money and put it in your pocket. You control it. You pay yourself back. You are in control. And I can't stress it most. And you can use your money for whatever you want. You can use it if you're in a jam and need a bridge loan or whatever. It's your money. You can use it. I wouldn't recommend overloaning on it, but I would recommend getting yourself out of debt. Let that be the focus, to clear debt and become debt free for you and your family, so you can retire and don't have to pay any bills. And you can retire instead of working till you're in your 70s. You might only need to work until you're in your 50s. And you, your spouse, everybody in your house can have their own banking protocol. They can all have IBC, or you can do it yourself, or everyone in the house can do it. Excuse me. It's for you. It's however you want to set it up. It's custom designed for your budget or your family. Like I mentioned, and that was a good question, by the way, Carlos. And yes, I mentioned earlier that I helped a couple that did real estate, and they both had their own policy set up, and they both became their own private banks, and we saved them hundreds of thousands of dollars in interest alone. And I mean, let's just be real. What keeps us working and slaving every day and keeps you where you can't focus, and it's an invisible stress that nobody else sees but you. That's the debt. That's all the things that they hold over us. Like if you have no debt, you're in control. If you have no debt, you're in control. No one can control you. You don't have to answer to a boss that don't respect you and go to a job you don't like, because you know what? Guess what? At this point, you can say, hey, I don't got to stay here, buddy. I got no payments. I got nothing to pay for. Of course, you always have your living expenses. You got to eat food and, entertainment, all work and no play is not a good thing. So, of course, there's always going to be expenses to live here on planet Earth. But, if you don't have a house note, if you don't have a mortgage, let's say that, if you don't have car loans and $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 worth of credit card debt that's weighing you down and making you have to go to work, then life is good, right? And that's what it's all about. So it's all about you getting in control. I know I'm repeating some things, but it's for the people who weren't here. people come in and out, so I got to keep kind of reiterating the fact you're in control. You're taking control of your financial future, and on top of that, you're securing and protecting your family financial future in the event that you're not here. And it's an unselfish act. I don't know if you've seen any of my videos, but it's not for you. It's for them. It's for your family. It's for you too while you're here and becoming debt free. But ultimately, this is for your family, your spouse, your children, their children. You know, having life insurance and getting control of your finances and privately being able to fund your future how you want, when you want, that's powerful. How powerful is that to you? Is that powerful? That is very powerful. That is probably one of the most powerful things you could do for your family is to secure them and set them up so they can win even long after you're gone. I know at my age, I don't think about, you know, my goal is not, oh, I've traveled all over, me and my wife. I've traveled the world. We've been everywhere. But my goal now is not, I don't think about that and accumulating stuff, like buying things and buying stuff. Now my legacy at my age is what's important to me. I know you can't tell, but there's some gray there. I'm not a young whippersnapper, you know. But and that's what's important to me. What's important to me now is my legacy. How my kids and my wife are going to remember me. How my grandkids will remember me. How did I set them up for their future? That's all I think about now. I don't care about, you know, a fancy suit or a fancy car. I've driven so many different cars. I've had so many different foreign cars. None of that matters to me anymore. What I want is I want to make sure that as the head of my household, there is no shame on me when I'm not here anymore. I don't want to have my family doing without because I didn't take the time and didn't take the discipline and be consistent to say, hey, you know what? Let me set something aside for my family. Let me get control of my finances. Let me let me make sure that my children are set. Let me make sure they understand how important controlling your finances and living without debt is. All my children have policies, every last one of them. They're all 18 and over, and they all have life insurance. They all know the importance of life insurance. They know the importance of money, and they know the importance of future money. That's something I've been teaching them, and it's very important. And that's why I am excited about this program. That's probably why I'm going to talk about this all week. I might dedicate a whole week to talk about this because I really want to help people. I know people have to take a chance to get to know me and, you know, understand and do their own research, but I want to help as many people and families as I can because you can win your life back. You can walk away from all that debt and get off the hamster wheel. I know it's a cycle. I know you work hard, you probably do overtime, you get your income taxes back, and you're like, man, I still don't have much money saved, and I still got all this debt. It hasn't moved. It's designed that way. It's designed for the banks to win. If you charge $1,500 on your credit card, but it takes you 6 years to pay it back because you're paying them $40 a month for 6 years, do the math on how much you've given them. Sometimes it takes you more, 10 years. You know, a simple $5,000 credit card, you can pay on that for 14 years or more. If you're just making minimum payments, the balance will never, it don't move. But when you become your own bank, guess what? You're in control. You you're just paying, you're getting the interest and you're paying yourself back by making those monthly payments that you commit to when you set this up. And it's really not any more money out of your pocket. That's the thing that people need to understand. If this works, if for you, if you are making overpayments to all your creditors and you're responsible and getting knocking those credits down and those debts and those obligations, then this will work for you. It will work for you. It has worked. I've helped many people so far, but not enough. Not enough. I there's so many more people I need to reach with this message, and I'm going to do it every day this week. I'm going to continue to make videos, and I want to help people because that is the biggest thing that I hear when I do one of my consultations and I'm helping people with, you know, secure their family. Their biggest thing is, oh man, I just got to free up some money. I can't really afford this. I'm dead. I'm working 2 jobs. My wife's working a part-time job, and they're not getting anywhere. And it's getting worse and worse, with this economy. But guess what? This program that the wealthy use, that they've hidden from us for since they started, since it was available, it's been hidden. But this is one of the best ways to get control. You can do it. It can get you out of debt. It can get you some nights where you can rest and you're not sitting in your bed at night at 2 a.m. calculating bills and thinking about what's coming up to pay. And I got $300 in my bank, but I got $700 worth of bills coming out, and I don't get paid again till whatever. Am I going to have to take this money out my savings, get a payday loan, all that? We can start helping you eliminate all that. And these are all the things that I hear when I'm helping people. When I'm helping people insure their family's future with life insurance, the main thing I hear is about their debt and how they can't afford this, they can't afford that. And then, I give questions and I put them, the man in the mirror, and then they're like, they see it different, like, wow. And then I introduce this program to them and it changes their life. You really can become your own bank with hard work. Now, it's not a magic trick. Excuse me. It's not magical, and it doesn't do it itself. You have to commit. You have to be consistent, and you have to pick a realistic time frame that you can afford. You wouldn't pick, I can give $1,500 a month and be out of debt in 4 years, because if you can't keep up with that, then you can't keep up with that. You need to pick the amount that you can afford, okay? And we'll tailor the method, whether it's avalanche or snowball or however we need to attack it for you, but we'll tailor that for you. My team will take care of that. And by the way, we're between me and all my team, we are licensed in every state. We can help you in all 50 states. There's not a state in the United States we can't help you. We can help you. And again, these are tax-free loans, not income. And this is a smart strategy. It's smart life insurance. It is a smart strategy. You are becoming your own financial institution. Imagine how that feels. Like, you need some money and you don't have to worry about like, what's my credit score? You don't have to look at your Credit Karma app or your Experian app or whatever app you have. You don't have to worry about any of that. Like, man, am I going to qualify for this? You just withdraw from yourself and then you pay yourself back. You pay yourself back, you capture the interest, and that money's still compounding, going, even when you take it out. Still going. You don't have to worry about the deficit. And guess what? Guess what happens if, let's just say, the whole stock market crashes and everything's belly up? Guess what? You have guarantees on your cash value. So you won't lose money. That's the good thing about IULs and whole life insurance. It's indexed to the stock market, but it is not tied to any particular stock. So if the whatever stock crashes and you had a 401k and it was tied to those particular stocks, guess what? Your 401k crashes. I dealt with an individual whose 401k drastically dropped. Like, I think he lost about 400,000, something like that. And he ended up having to work because he wasn't set up. He didn't have his own bank system that he could use, that he could rely on. So, and he didn't even have life insurance at that time. So he didn't have a system in place. So he ended up having to work I think he had to work another 7-8 years to try to regroup, because 400,000 is not a little bit of money. That's a big hit. So you don't have to worry about that kind of hit when you're doing your infinite banking, because you're in control, and there's guarantees on your interest and on your money. Now, guarantees and guaranteed is two different things. It means you do have certain guarantees of return, but nothing is guaranteed, when it comes to finances. But you will not lose money. They're designed for you not to lose. Like during COVID, people with IULs, because I have an IUL, during COVID when the market was down and everybody was out of work and trying to figure it out, and the unemployment was through the roof and everybody's getting unemployment and EDD, right? Else, guess what? IULs made money. My IUL made money while everybody else was stressed out and trying to figure it out. My IUL that I have set up for my retirement, it made money. And I'm a firm believer in insurance and taking care of your family. I have 3 policies on myself. I have an IUL, I have some term insurance that's convertible, and I also have some accident insurance, and my wife has the same. She has a retirement IUL, she has some term insurance that's convertible, and she has accident insurance. And within my policies, I also have riders for accident insurance. That's a whole other video. I'm just, talking to you guys about the importance of insurance because it's mandatory. You need it. You have to take care of your family, And I say this a lot. When you're not here, your family is still here. Somebody's still here. Your kids, your spouse, your mom, your dad, your grandma, anybody can still be here. How are they going to live? What are they going to do? I know for a fact, if I wasn't around, my family would lose a substantial income. So I have to be responsible as the head of the house and make sure they're taken care of. I have to make sure they're taken care of. And that's something that I try to talk to people about. It's just something that we all need to do. We need to take care of our financial future for our family and secure our family. It's one of the best ways to break some of these cycles of being up at night, unable to sleep, worrying about your bills, unable to sleep, calculating bills and thinking about bills. And like I said, this is for the average everyday person. It's for anybody. And it's especially for people with more than one piece of debt. And when I say one piece of debt, I mean a piece of debt is a mortgage, a car loan, credit cards, college loans, all those things. You can get in control of that and get all that paid off. Each case is different. It's based on what you can contribute and what you can afford your budget to be, but it is scalable and it is a great program. And like I said, if it sounds repetitive, it's for the people in the back and it's for the people who just came in. So infinite banking concept is a financial strategy. It is not an investment. It's used for investments like buying properties, starting a business, investments. You can use some of your money. You can take some of your money and start you an investment account. Excuse me. You can do whatever you want with it. Okay. You can pay for your daughter's wedding. You can, whatever. It's your bank. It's your money. Whatever makes sense. Whatever makes sense for you and your family. And it's powerful. I mean, how powerful would it be for you to be in total control of everything financial in your life? Total control. You don't have to go to a bank and they don't have to check your credit and they don't have to, tell you that your interest rate is going to be 38% or 28% and that you're going to pay for this 12 grand, you're going to pay $700 a month because your credit score is not good. And then that debt will be on your credit report and on your back for 20 years, 15 years, or whatever, however long it takes. You don't have to worry about that. You can take a loan from yourself. Bottom line, take a loan from yourself. You get the interest and you pay back the loan as you're still making your payments into the policy. So it's not like a loan amount payment. Like you're not paying, like if you committed to 500, you're not paying the 500 plus the loan back. That 500 that you were putting in based on the compounding and the interest, that's paying the loan back. So it's powerful. I saw that question earlier. I don't know if I answered that, but it was asking about the do you have a repay schedule? And there's no repay schedule. You are making monthly payments into your policy, and basically that money is going to the insurer. That they're getting that money, but it's going into your policy and it's compounding. And it's like having a savings account on steroids. You'll never get that kind of interest at a bank. You might. I think for a whole year they might give you like 1% maybe or a point of a percent. It's never nothing for you. They take your money and loan it out up to 9 or 10 times. Like if you got 10 grand in the bank, I think they can give out. I want to say they can give out like 100 grand worth of loans based on your money. but you can take charge of that. You can take control of that. I'm not telling you not to put your money in the bank because you have other bills and things you have to do. But I'm saying for your life choices and for your opportunities and for your family, the best way to go is to become your own bank. Become your own private bank. Okay. So right now, I'm going to open the floor up. If anybody has any other questions, they can ask any questions, or we can just keep talking about it. We can just keep talking about the infinite banking and how powerful it is. I don't see any questions, so I'm looking for questions. And like I said, infinite banking is a powerful financial strategy. So how do you get started? The first step is to schedule your consultation. The link is scrolling across the screen. Schedule your 10-minute consultation with me. My name is Christopher Vaughn. I'm the founder of CVAF Insurance. If you like this information and you found it helpful, like and subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to be talking about this a lot as I help families. I'm going to bring families up, and let them give their testimonial. Those who are not camera shy and comfortable and not afraid to get on the camera. I know this is not always easy to do, getting behind this camera and trying to educate and talk and share your experiences. But those who are willing, I will bring them in. The proof concept always works. When there's people like to know that they're not the only one. The movement, and some people don't want to be the first person. So I understand that. So, like I said, this is very powerful. And to get started, all you have to do is schedule your 10-minute consultation. The first consultation is real quick. It is simple, and you just get on it's basically my website /talk to Chris, and it's scrolling across the screen now. So that's, you schedule your consultation, and we'll take it from there. We'll custom design your plan for you, and we'll help you. We'll lay out a financial plan. We will tailor it for your budget, and we'll help you find the leaks, all the lazy money, all the things that are being wasted that you ready to commit and sacrifice to get this going for your family. We'll help you. We'll help you every step of the way until you're debt free. Somebody from my team will help you. This is not like set and forget, or okay, we got them signed up, we're gone. That's not how this works. We work hand in hand with you to making sure you continue your debt free journey and clear up the debt and clear up your time, buy your time back for your family and for yourself. And like I said, this is very powerful. I'm very excited to be able to help families, and just some of the size of relief from some of the families that we've been able to help. It is amazing to get that feeling. And that's pretty much it. Again, if you found this information helpful, like and subscribe to the channel. And also, if you would like to get started and get set up, then book your consultation. Book your consultation, and myself and someone from my team will meet with you. It'll be via Zoom. We'll meet with you Zoom right on the computer, right? You can be right in the comfort of your home. We'll have you gather some information, and that's how that'll go. It's real easy. Real easy, no commitment. You don't have to pay anything to consult with me. It's all free consultation. And if you're not ready, or if it's not something that's not for you and you don't see the value in it, then we part as friends. And maybe later we can do business at a later time. But and that's it. So again, if you want to book a consultation, hit the link, grab the link, and book your 10-minute consultation. That's the start to getting you set up. Okay, that's the start. And if you found this information useful, I'm going to be putting a lot of more information out here, much more content on the infinite banking concept, because I want to help as many people as I possibly can. So like the channel and subscribe for more information. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening, and I'm looking forward to speaking with you further. Thank you and good night. And remember,